Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Mezza, and here's my mate.
Craig Houston.
Hello, and welcome to Planet Marzipan. I'm Mezza, I'm here with my good friend.
Hey, Craig. Who's
And-
again sweating like a bugger. It's,
Too much information at the top
Yeah.
of the podcast. That
do you think it was summer or something?
just towel yourself down, get yourself together. Come on.
Too moist.
As you can see from the title of the episode, we are here to talk about Marillion's German tour, and we have a returning guest in Seamus Colgan.
Hiya, how's it going,
Hello,
lads?
Seamus. Nice to see you again. And we have first-time guests, Gunter. Gunter joins us. Gunter Schote.
Shorter.
Schote.
Almost
Beg your
right.
pardon. That's
Thank
not
you.
a good start, is it, Gunter? I apologize. But welcome to the
Hello.
podcast.
Hello,
And-
thank you very much.
We welcome Kathrin Roike,
Hello.
Hi,
Pleasure to meet
Kathrine.
you all. Hi.
and we welcome Kathrine Elster.
Yes, it's very nice to be here.
Hi, welcome, guys. You've all been very excited because you've been to see the band in the last couple of weeks, and at the top of this podcast, I want to say, if you are the type of person who doesn't like to know what the set list is, turn the podcast off now,
Yeah, look who we are now.
because we will be discussing set list spoilers. And if you're going to Pompeii and you don't want to know what they're going to play, turn the podcast off now, because I have a feeling we're going to discuss quite a lot of what they may play in Pompeii. So there's your warning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But we've got three people who've never been on the podcast before. So we need to ask them the question that we always ask our newbies. How did you get into the band? Shall we start with Kathrin Roike?
Right. Yes. Well, I was 13 in 1989, I think. I went into a local record store and saw the Sleeving Magpie, and I got intrigued by the sleeve design. Simple as that. With all over my pants, it looked very fairy tale like. So I bought it and got instantly hooked. Sorry.
No,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah,
that was for you, Craig.
you used to say it. The moment Slange kicked in, it was, yeah, I nailed it. I had a feeling I nailed it.
Brilliant.
Marillion was my band.
Yeah.
Yes, and I went back the next day, I think, and bought Clutching and Misplaced, and started digging. And I think only a few months onwards, I got hold of Season's End. But I was quite surprised to discover there was a new singer. News did not travel that fast back then. That was a surprise. I was flabbergasted. He was so different to Fish, especially at my age. I struggled a bit with age at the beginning, but then really I followed them. I think until I finished school, and then I went off to uni and lost track, I think. I sort of drifted away from music entirely, I think. And I got back just like Seamus, I think, when I was on YouTube a couple of years ago and saw Easter from the Royal Albert Hall. I got goosebumps and cried all the way through it. So I was really surprised it still slapped so many years on. That was just fantastic. Sorry. I couldn't go to the Berlin weekend last year because I was ill. I would have gone.
Right.
So my first concert after 91, I think it was, in Munich at the Circus Krone. which is a rubbish venue. Very bad acoustic, I remember. Not enjoying it entirely. I felt a bit awkward amongst all these blokes and, you know, the heavy metal type. It was weird. I was only 15. But yes, my second experience was in Utrecht.
Wow.
In December.
What was the album that sort of brought you on board with Mr. H then?
Well, I liked Brave and Afraid of Sunlight, but sort of after that, I just drifted away. Just wasn't something I was doing, I suppose. I can't tell you why. No. But I got back. I love An Hour Before It's Dark. I love Fear.
Yeah.
And I'm completely madly in love with the H. Well, don't ask.
No. Well, it's great to hear the background of how you got into the band, and you're more than welcome to be on the podcast. And we look forward to chatting with you shortly about the gigs that you've seen very recently.
Yes, please do.
Gunter, how did you get into the band?
It's probably like many people got into their favorite band. I've got an older brother, and he was very much into Genesis and Yes and all the rest, you guess. And back in 84, when I was 13 years old, there was a song on the radio, and I was trying to find my own way into music and bands. And the song was called Garden Party. And the band started with the letter M. That was all I could remember. So I went into a record store, bought the 12-inch of Garden Party, went home, gave it a spin, and was disappointed, as you can be. This was an instrumental piece, groovy, funky. And of course, the band was not Marillion, it was Mezza Craig. Maybe you remember it. It was not the track I hoped it would be. So I forgot about the track, kept on listening to Genesis and Yes. And then a few months later, my brother came home with an album called Reel to Reel. And he said he was in a record store, and the guy said, you're listening to Genesis, you have to buy this album. And then out of the blue, I realized there's a song called Garden Party on it. The thing is, we kept playing Forgotten Sons. Really for days and days and weeks, and always repeated Forgotten Sons. And from this day in November 84 until this very evening, I've always been Marillion fan, my #1 band. And never lost track of them, saw every tour. Don't go to Pompeii, shame on me. But apart from that, I've always loved Marillion.
I'm sure you'll make up for it next year with the weekends.
Of course, yeah. I've been to the Berlin weekends, and it's brilliant. If you haven't been there, you have to go, because it's really amazing.
Seamus is trying to convince us to come across.
Yeah, we've already... Yeah, go on.
James, yeah, I don't want to become too epic, but one thing I have to tell you, I'm also a big fan of Van der Graaf Generator, Peter Hammill. Yeah. And when I was in London in the late 80s, I bought the fanzine for Peter Hammill, Pilgrims, it was. And there was a short note that David Lord was producing a new band at that time. And the band, of course, was How We Live. So I went out and bought the How We Live album, Dryland, not knowing that the singer would become the singer of my favorite band a few years later.
Wow. Very good. Very good. Peter Hamill. I saw Peter Hamill supporting Marillion on the script tour.
Yeah, right. 83, 86.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, you're more than welcome to be on the podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
No, you're more than welcome. Kathrine, what's your story about getting into the band?
Yeah, my first encounter with Marillion was when I was 10, and I had the double cassette tape. Now that's what I call Music 5.
Oh, yes.
It had Kaylee on it, among other songs, but I didn't become a fan or anything back then. It wasn't until the Holidays in Eden album that the poppy songs caught my attention, because I liked pop music, and I thought Cover My Eyes was the best pop song that I had ever heard, and I still think that to this day. Anyway, yeah, I just recently went back to some old VHS tapes from that period, and I had been recording quite a bit of Marillion stuff, interviews with H and Mark Kelly, demonstrating the gloves and everything like that.
Yeah.
So when I saw that they were coming to Norway in 1994, I thought, oh, I have to go and see this band who made these fantastic pop songs. And it was the Brave Tour, and I had absolutely no clue about, that they had made a concept album, and I had not heard the Brave album, obviously. I just, it was a bit of an impulsive thing to go. I brought my friend Heidi along, and I remember when we arrived at the venue and we looked out at the crowd, it was just a sea of blokes. And we were like, oh my God, what's this? And then I think they all took pity on us, because they sort of pushed us to the forefront. So we managed to get quite far ahead, and I was just blown away by the concert, about everything, the music, all the theatrical elements, and age, and also the fans, the love coming from the fans. I just thought, wow, this is incredible. And I went, the day after the concert, I went to a record shop across the street from my school, and I bought the Brave album, and I became completely obsessed with it. I just sat every day at school. I couldn't wait to get home so I could listen to the album.
Oh, I can relate.
Yeah, and then shortly after, I moved to Hamburg in Germany to work as an au pair girl, and I would, just after a couple of weeks in Hamburg, Fish was playing on the Reeperbahn in a club called Docks. So I told my au pair parents that I wanted to go and see Fish, and they freaked out, and they actually gave me a big plastic whistle to hang around my neck so that I could blow into in case somebody attacked me. And they were standing in the doorway waving goodbye to me. And I had a great time at that concert. Just became a really, really big fan. I saw them whenever they came to Norway in the years afterwards, except I did not see them in 2012. I think I was pregnant at the time, so I didn't see that show. So when I discovered that they were coming to Oslo last year for the Marillion weekend, I hadn't seen them for a really long time. And I'm at that age now where I think I did something a couple of years ago, and it turns out to be 20 years ago. Or so.
I know that.
Yeah,
When I
definitely
started
relate
thinking
to
about
that.
it. And I was quite shocked. I was standing inside the venue in Oslo last year, and suddenly, H comes on the stage, and his hair is all gray, and I was like, "Ooh, what?" And some people next to me are saying, "Oh, that singer is really fit for a guy who's 69-year-old." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, what's happened here?" And I panicked, and I got a combination of FOMO, fear of missing out, and also a sort of panic about everything that I had missed out on, because I have absolutely not paid attention to what Marillion have been doing for the last years. So I just went straight back home from the concert, and I booked everything that I could book. I booked the Utrecht weekend, and I booked an H Natural show in Liverpool. And and I decided that I will, travel abroad a lot more and try to see them as much as I can.
Brilliant.
Make up for lost time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, great, fantastic stories. Thank you for sharing with us. Seamus has rounded you guys up to talk to us about the German tour, because we missed out on it. and I think was there 8 dates, Seamus? Does that sound right?
Well, I can get the T-shirt and have a look at it.
Yeah.
So,
The count.
so we started off on the 4th of July in Rastatt, which is it's north of Stuttgart, and then we were on the 5th of July in Bonn.
Yeah.
On the 7th of July in Frankfurt, on the 8th in Hamburg, on the 10th Nuremberg, the 11th Hanover, 14th Berlin, and yesterday was the 15th was Leipzig. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And there's a mix, isn't it, this time round of outdoor gigs as well as concert halls. So it's it's a bit odd for them doing it that way, because I know Lucy's famously generally against outdoor gigs, but the weather was definitely on the side this time round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Were any of you guys at the first gig then at Rastatt?
No.
No, none of us were, no. But it was the live premiere of Ribbons and Lace.
It was.
Yeah.
Was. I'll ask you shortly what you think of that.
Okay.
There was some footage briefly online of Ribbons and Lace from that gig, which was
so the other one of the interesting things about that concert and all of the tour was we got Kerr in its full and not just the last tail ends of it. We got the whole song. I think the band heard enough complaints from people saying, you know, they find it sad that they didn't play the whole song. Yeah. Which I think we all agree is one of the great songs. Belongs
Definitely one of the finest moments, indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the set list's quite well spread out, isn't it?
Yeah, do you want to go through it, Craig?
Yeah, I can give it a shout.
It's quite a long one, the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be fair, and spoiler alert, before we do it, if the first night, if this was the set list for Pompeii, I would go home very happy. Just putting that out there.
As this discussion goes on, I think you'll find out this probably won't be the set list for Pompeii.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so we'll open with Splinter and Heart, then Crow and the Nightingale, Easter, You're Gone, then track 5 was Ribbons and Lace, obviously its live debut. Then Sounds That Can't Be Made, Season's End, All of Care, then into Man of a Thousand Faces, first encore, snippet of Hotel Hobbies, into Warm Wet Circles in That Time of the Night, and Afraid of Sunlight. And the second encore is Sugar Mice, Wave Mad, and The Great Escape.
This was the one that Mark Kelly talked about on his podcast, wasn't it? Where the promoter had said to the band, you've only done an hour and 3/4 and you're contracted for 2 hours. So they went back on and did Sugar Mice.
Yeah.
All right.
But it looks like it looks like a 2-hour set though, doesn't it really? So,
it does, yeah. It's as you said, it's a great spread.
And that was an outdoor gig, wasn't it? That was the first one, was an outdoor gig.
Yeah. Okay.
So on to July the 5th.
At Bonn.
Which was in Bonn. Anybody there?
No, but 2 of our friends were. Thomas, who hasn't made it yet, was at the gig, and he basically posted just, I'm not sending any photographs, I'm not posting anything, I'm just going to say wonderful. And he had a wonderful time. Stefan was at it as well, wasn't he, Gunter?
I think he was at Bonn as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were both really enjoying it, yeah. So this was the point when I really felt, and I was getting excited for Frankfurt because their enthusiasm and everything was so great about the set list.
Yeah.
As you said, Craig, the first half of it was brilliant, and the second half was even better.
Sorry, mate.
No, go for it, Seamus. Go.
I was going to say this was the tour debut for Go.
Yeah.
So we started to see songs coming in on each gig.
Yeah. Okay. And July the 7th was Frankfurt.
Yes.
Yep.
We can all have something to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to give us their sum up Frankfurt in a couple of paragraphs?
Right. Katrina, do
Been
you
at the
want to?
Jahrhunderthalle, and the Jahrhunderthalle is a brilliant place for concerts. And you have a brilliant view towards the stage. There's a helicopter right above my head at the moment. Sorry for that.
They're going to catch up with you, Gunter.
So it's a brilliant concert hall, a great venue, the Jahrhunderthalle, and it's the second time I've seen Marillion there. They've always been to different places in Frankfurt before, and so I was really looking forward to this show at the Jahrhunderthalle, and it's been as great as I thought it would be.
We should probably talk about H falling off the stage and
I
everything.
think you should. I think you should. That's one of the
Yeah.
notable
Highlight of the
things on
tour.
this gig, isn't
You know,
it?
everybody, when he fell off the stage, I could see in the faces of the people, everybody was shocked. But I am a fan of H, and I knew that he would master that. And he went back and he came onto the stage, took the microphone and said, I fell off higher stages before, and I knew everything was okay.
Yeah, we were at Wembley when
if it's anything like
Wembley
the
did that,
mood
yeah.
in the audience was at Port Zealand when he fell
Oh,
off.
that was shocking, that wasn't
That
it?
was
Yeah.
a very strange couple of minutes. Yeah.
But he did it. Was it the 10th anniversary at Wembley when he came off?
Yeah, he
came
fell off
the
the
front of the
stage
stage.
there
Yeah,
as well,
we
yeah,
were there
yeah.
for that.
Oh, he
yeah.
said so in his podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he really hit the floor. It was more his microphone that hit the bass bin. So that
he
did a
fell off.
really loud noise. But he just got up really quickly and carried on singing.
Well, he was
but it-
helped by the press photographers, I think, that because it
Yeah.
was so early in the set that the press photographers were still around to be able to help him.
Did you see the
Well,
photo that he
give him a
posted?
leg
of
up
his
or
leg?
something.
Did you see the photo that he posted of the injury to his leg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad,
That looked
to be
nasty,
honest.
Yeah.
And I posted a few pictures on my own Facebook page, and I went back the other day and I looked at his leg, and you can actually see quite a big bump on his right leg. Is it?
It
Right.
was bandaged, I think. It was
So it looks quite bad. It looks like a really huge bump. So
And
it was clearly
this-
quite swollen.
This was during Easter, which was only the third song of the
Yeah.
set, wasn't it?
at the beginning of Easter, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told everybody that, would you like to sing? And we were like, yeah, we want to sing, and
Yeah.
just really happy. Oh, he's going to come down to us
He
and give
wants
us
to
a
come
microphone.
get close to the audience. Yeah.
And I
You came
think
down. You
I-
came down faster than you thought.
Yeah.
I think he just put his foot wrong when he was going down on the bass bin,
Yeah.
and then it just down he went, and it looked really ugly. I think I turned into the Scream painting for a little bit there. Just I was terrified. I thought, oh, this is not going to end well.
Did they stop playing?
No, not at all.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
Carried on.
right.
Just
But
I
he
saw
seemed to be
the
under mild
photos.
shock, really. I had a feeling he was under shock.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with Pompeii in the pipeline, I think a broken leg or broken ankle or something wouldn't have come in handy. And
That ended
he
really.
must have had the same thoughts.
I
And
think
Lynn got him
Yeah.
through
I
the
think they would have
show
done
and he
something
didn't
like
really
Dave Grohl,
notice.
wouldn't they? Put him in a throne for Pompeii if he had
Yes,
a throne
yes.
or something like that. Yeah.
What a professional! That he just went straight back up and carried on singing. And
Very, very
Yeah.
professional.
But
Yeah.
what we should mention is he actually sang the song from below the stage. He continued singing the song
Did
from
he?
below the stage. Yes, he didn't
Wait,
get back
couldn't
up
get
because he had to go round the side to get back in. Yeah,
But he'd misjudged the edge of the stage, though, hadn't he? Because he was blinded by the spotlights.
Yeah,
that's the story.
Yeah, follow
and
spot. Yeah.
they'd been marked off, but he just
the transition
got
from the
form.
stage to the bass bin, that didn't go well. That was
Yes.
And then you got a tour debut for Craig's favourite song, Lucky Man.
True.
We did.
Hey, why are you putting that on me? That's you.
Because I don't want anything to do with it, that's why.
I'm a big fan of Lucky Man.
Well,
I
I'm
thought
glad you enjoy it, Seamus.
I thought it was tremendous.
that was. a
Yes, I
really
liked it too.
surprise.
And, well, we'll ask you about Ribbons and Lace then, because you've all heard Ribbons
Oh.
and Lace live.
Beautiful. Such a beautiful song, really must say. It's already a favorite of mine.
Is it?
Only listened to it now twice in Berlin and Frankfurt. And the guitar part is typical Rothers. It's really sublime. It's catchy. It's got very delicate vocals from Age. Thoughtful, wistful. It's really melancholic. I mean, I'm still pondering the lyrics, of course, because
Yes, they seem to
as a
be
foreigner,
exciting.
I don't really know what ribbons and lace means. It's a metaphor, obviously, for Romans or women or something like that.
Women use
Bit shocking, or what he's
Yeah.
singing about, but really nice song. Yeah,
I did
Love
see an interview with H today that somebody had posted on the Marillions and fans page,
Oh,
and he actually explained the meaning of the lyrics in that interview. And I actually have the quote here if you're interested.
Yeah, yeah.
yes. Right.
He said, "It's a song about getting old and having given up chasing girls, and the dilemma of that, and the fact that you get old and you still respond to their beauty, but you feel a little bit ashamed of yourself. I've reached that age now where I have to give myself a good talking to." End of quote.
That's how I understood the lyrics. It's about him getting old and basically still
with
turning around to look at nice ladies.
It starts with something about being post-COVID, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
having escaped with a hole in my family where
Family.
my life used to be. Yes, a bit sad, really melancholic. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Can't wait
And he mentions Norway.
Yes,
it?
it
Oh,
says
yes.
Okay.
something about
Norwegian town. Wandering about in
I'm
the
wandering
Norwegian town.
around in this Norwegian town.
And
Yeah.
the scantily clad girls or women he's looking at, and I was scantily
You know, typical
clad too
Norwegian town.
at the concerts. Oh dear me.
Wow.
Anyway,
Can't wait to hear it.
Yes.
How was Andy Gangadine? Because this will be the first time you've seen Andy Gangadine playing with the band.
can I be honest? Can I be honest? I
What was
couldn't hear
that?
any, I couldn't hear any difference. I could only occasionally hear some extra sounds and percussions and stuff. Perhaps the girls heard more or could
No, I couldn't.
you could get feed it through the noise because they could see him maybe playing or hitting the drums or hitting whatever he was doing. But myself and Gunter, we were up on the balcony, so we had a different experience of the concert. Whereas you two were actually front of stage, more or less.
Yeah, because
I didn't look-
normally,
I really tried.
normally when you're front of stage, that's where the bad sound is. And this time it was the other way around because Seamus, you said you had not such a good experience, but I was
Not always, yeah.
I was mind blown about how good the sound was. I spent so much time during the concert thinking just wow, the sound is so great, wow. I just couldn't get over myself. And H's voice, you could hear him so clearly, and yeah, so it was so great. The only time I noticed Andy Gangadine was probably when something strange happened during Afraid of Sunlight. There might have been a little bit of a cock up. I don't know. Something strange happened.
Well, H has talked about him on the Corona Diaries this week, hasn't he? I don't
Yeah.
heard that.
Oh,
He's
yes.
saying that
Yeah.
Andy's kind of finding his way, and the band is still trying to learn the set themselves. So once they get their parts
Yeah.
nailed down, then they'll start to sort of give Andy feedback on what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's been wondering if it's actually helping what he's doing.
But he did say had the same feeling with Louis as well, with Louis Jardine
Yeah.
early on. So I'm sure it'll work itself out and
Perhaps
be
it is,
amazing
yeah.
in Pompeii.
I think
What was the Andy's stage setup like? It looks a bit
Oh, huge.
futuristic.
Oh.
futuristic, really impressive. Yeah.
Like a
All
little
playing on
spaceship landed in the middle of the stage.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen Massive Attack live, and I just couldn't remember this setup. But yes, really impressive.
Wow. Well,
Um,
great. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's got these really cool glasses as well. So he just looks so cool behind this big set.
And he really is. I ran into H and Andy Gangadine after the show in Berlin. He's a very calm person. Well, yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about the Frankfurt gig, guys?
I'll mention, because there was such a huge contrast to the Hamburg gig, because the Frankfurt gig was inside, and I thought the atmosphere was really great among the crowd as well. Just maybe also because I had Kathrine by my side, which was really nice. So we had such a great time. Yeah, everybody was just singing and clapping, and
Yeah, we're having a great time.
really great atmosphere. And the lights are dimmed, and it's easier to get an intimate feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're outside and it's still daylight, it's not quite the same.
yeah.
The funny thing in Frankfurt I noticed was that everyone was waiting for the guitar solo, because people who have heard Ribbons and Lace before always said, wait for the solo by Rothery, and everyone was waiting for that one, and it's been really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
For me personally, the whole highlight of the concert was Season's End. I thought it sounded really tremendous. I think Gunter and myself, we kind of agreed it was one of the highlights. The problem for us, and it happened a few times during the night, it seemed that the sound just wasn't quite right. Maybe the sound engineer just couldn't get the sound to us in the same way that the girls were getting down to the bottom in front of the stage. It wasn't always that God, but there was just a few songs where I thought, it sounded a bit jumbled up.
Is it a strange venue? Is it a strange shape? What do you think?
Gunter?
Oh, no, not really. It's I've seen many bands there, Alan Parsons, Kraftwerk, and they all sounded great. But yeah, to be honest, the first 20 minutes of the Marillion show was not really the greatest sound they ever had. But it was getting better. And as Seamus said, Season's End was definitely a highlight of the show. Great song anyway, but it was placed in the middle of the set, and just before Care, if I remember.
Yeah.
And this really well done by the band. Very epic, very bombastic, and I loved that.
Yeah, and I just want to mention H's voice, because for a guy who claims not to be warming up, which I think is shocking for a singer. I'm a singer myself, so I always think that he will need a couple of songs before his voice gets warm. But I was just just from the start, from Splintering Heart, he sounded amazing. So that was fantastic. His voice is means a lot to me about their concert.
Was the second time my wife joined me for a Marillion show, and my wife is a professional opera singer, and she doesn't get into popular music at all. That's not her world. But she said, if this Marillion guy is coming to Frankfurt, I'll be joining you. So she went to the Hour Before It Stark tour, and she joined me this time as well. And she's absolutely obsessed with his voice and his technique.
Yeah, I'm a
She
classically
says,
trained
Israel
singer.
has got a great voice, but not a great technique, and this and that. And Fish, of course, can't sing at all. Everything. She's great.
Mezza Craig.
Tell us what you really think, Gunter.
Well, he cannot sing anymore.
That's what my wife says, not me.
Yes, I'm not going to go into my last Fish concert. That was not a good experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ours was fantastic, but yes, that's okay.
I'd like to add something. That they played. They started with Splintering Heart and then went right into the Crow and the Nightingale in Frankfurt, and I thought that was a bit weird, because they played Crow in Berlin. I'm not going to spill the beans now about the surprise of the second half in Berlin, but it felt really more special and in place, as really starting with it at the beginning of the show.
It's
I
too
feel
early
it.
in the set
It's
list.
too early in the set list, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see.
Maybe he wanted to get rid of the jacket, the grey jacket, very, very.
He's surely not
early
going
in
to
the
wear that. Is he going to wear that in Pompeii? He'll
I don't
bake in that.
He'll end up like Icarus and he'll burn up on stage. Without even heading to the sun.
Poor yes.
There was air conditioning in Frankfurt, but
Right.
it was very, very pleasant.
What was the
inside?
stage like? What was the lighting and the backdrop like?
Well, we are front of stage.
Difficult to see when you're
on
the stage.
I don't think you ladies could see past Mr.
There was
H.
no
could you?
backdrop, no images at all.
Nothing. Right. Okay.
Very, very different from the Fear Tour, for example, where they had all these images and films and things, and there was no such thing this time.
Yeah.
True.
They had the vertical lights, and they had they were using a lot of spotlights and fairy lights, and they were using the interior of the building inside of using the ceilings and the walls. Really, it looked excellent. Not as beautiful as in Berlin, of course, because of the different structure, but definitely it was really, really, really beautiful to look at, and especially in Season's End.
Yeah, Jens is really good at using the space that the band play in now and lighting that, isn't it? It's great, yeah.
But we forgot something very important.
Okay.
Something very important that happened at Frankfurt.
What?
We got records.
When you say we, you bought records.
Gunter as well.
Okay.
Gunter too.
Of course, yeah.
I have one of those. It's downstairs. It arrived today. It's a present for my birthday in a week's time. So I've got waves and numbers.
It was very nice. Just when I had a really guilty conscience about all the money I'd spent on merch, I met Seamus and he spent, twice as much. And I was like,
I feel better already.
feel better.
Exactly.
What did you buy, Seamus? 2 vinyl, a cap, a t-shirt?
The cap is for my wife. Myself and my wife, we got the t-shirt with the logo that nobody knows about.
Yep.
That one, and the
Count Big Face logo.
Yeah, the beautiful unplugged at the walls. Really,
Time traveling one.
The time traveling version of it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was recorded in June 1990, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Allegedly.
And the waves and numbers, which is also got a title. Edit that bit.
He listens to this. He listens to this. We love you, Mark. We love you, Mark. Yeah. Shall we move on? So that was the Frankfurt gig on the 7th of July, and on the 8th was Hamburg. You guys at Hamburg, yeah?
Yeah, I was there.
What was the difference? I mean, they brought Living in Fear into the set list again. Another one of Craig's favorite.
Yes.
That was a highlight for me.
Yeah.
The difference was Living in Fear, and also they played one more song from Clutching at Straws. They did Sugar Mice as well, which they didn't do in Frankfurt. And what else have I? The atmosphere again was a bit different because it was outside. I thought the atmosphere was better in Frankfurt. But because there was so much daylight in Hamburg, and I get a bit. I'm a shy Norwegian. I need a bit of alcohol to get in the mood. Anyway, I never drink.
I think that's how Mr. H warms his voice up.
With drunk Norwegians.
Well, and then he writes a song about stopping doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, no, I just always feel a bit Yeah, I felt a bit shy and self-conscious standing, right in front of H, actually. I was standing in the second row, and I had some really small people in front of me, which was brilliant. But yeah, I can say a couple of things about the venue, because that was quite funny. We were in the, like I mentioned, Fleischgroßmarkt Hamburg. That's the sort of a meat hall, wholesale meat hall. And there was quite a lot of smell, the bad smells coming from the meat market.
Yeah.
So it was, imagine we've all been to concerts where people are, farting next to you, and it was like that, only 10 times worse, and just these waves of smell coming all the time. It was really, really strange.
Glad I didn't go there.
And
Yeah, me too.
and also I had really stressful experience getting inside the venue, because the queuing system was very strange. They wanted to get all the front of stage people into one queue, and then suddenly they wanted all the women to come into another queue to show their purses to a woman, and then I had to go back again into the front of stage. It was very confusing, and when I finally got inside the venue, I wanted to go to the front of stage area, and I was denied access because I didn't have the wristband. And I said, "What wristband? Nobody gave me a wristband." The woman then said, "No, well, then you just have to go back outside again." And I had to run all the way back to the entrance, and I found a woman there, and I said, "Oh, I need a wristband. I didn't get a wristband." And she said, "Oh, too bad. Then you have to go back outside and get back in the line." And I said, "No, I already done the whole queuing, and I've been through the whole, and I looked at her really desperate, and then she took pity on me and she gave me a wristband, and then I had to run all the way back to the front of the stage, and I managed second row despite of that, which is
pretty impressive. It sounds like the lady who works at the Roundhouse, Craig, doesn't it?
It is, yes.
A very similar thing happened to me in the Roundhouse, and at the point where she said to me, "You need a wristband," I said, "I don't," and I walked past her. Didn't go back in queue. I just went.
You do it.
Well,
it was preceded with "Don't you know who I am?" But
it was not preceded with "Don't you know who I am?" Stop it now. Stop it. But
You
did very well to get second row, Kathrine, despite that.
Yeah, and the whole venue, it's funny. I've got quite a lot of friends living in Hamburg from my au pair days, and nobody knew about this open air venue. Everybody was like, "Where is this?" And I said, "Oh, it's close to the Fernsehturm, the TV tower," and nobody had heard. My best friend is a concert promoter, and even he hadn't heard about this location. So that was
it well attended?
Yeah, I don't think it was sold out, but it was, it's all right. And I want to, say to everybody who may be a bit scared of going alone to a concert. I went alone, and I do that a lot. And it's so nice. I just talked to so many nice people, made many new friends, and it was, the Marillion fans are brilliant, as always.
Absolutely. That's our experience, Craig, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
There's always somebody to look out for you and chat with.
Yeah. And and when I was after the concert, I was walking home, and I suddenly spotted a group of people on the other side of the street, and they were all saying, "Look, there's H." And I, "There's H, there's H." So I went over to them and I said, "Oh, what's going on?" And they were like, "You can see H through the window." And it was the backstage area, and they were, looking at H through the window. And I looked in, and there he was. And then I saw Andy Gangadine. Right, I texted Seamus and Kathrine. Seamus.
Hope H wasn't changed his pants on you, didn't you?
I suddenly felt like a creepy fan, and Seamus said he called the police on me.
You're not creepy.
Yeah. Seamus reported you, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
definitely. That's the helicopter.
Yeah.
Thinks you're in Frankfurt.
It still sounds like a great night. Still sounds like you had a great night.
It was amazing. And I have to say that the highlight of the evening for me was hearing Ribbons and Lace for the second time, because the first time you're busy sort of taking it all in. And the second time I was really moved by the lyrics and just the melancholy of it all. I loved it.
Was
So-
it? Was the audience very respectful, listening to it, not chatting?
Yeah, at least where I was standing.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it's classic Marillion. I think people will love it. It starts with a bit of lyrics and ends instrumentally with the guitar solo, and yeah, quite short, just 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. July the 10th was Nuremberg. Anybody there?
Seamus?
I was. They must have heard somebody complaining about the front of stage armbands, because it was really well organized. I had a front of stage. It was outdoors, by the way. I had a front of stage ticket as well. And when we were in the queue, somebody from the security came out and checked tickets, and anybody who had a front of stage ticket got their band before they went to the gate. So it was perfect. Beautiful venue, outdoor in a forested area of Nuremberg, not far from the football stadium, not far from where all the Nuremberg rallies took place in before the Second World War. So we met up with another dear friend of Gunter of mine called Daniel, who's not with us this evening. So it was really nice to see him, and myself and my wife Anya. That was our second gig, second and only. We only went to 2. So the venue, as I said, was beautiful. They were serving some of the best beer ever, because it's an area of Bavaria called Frankenland, which has probably the most breweries per square kilometer in the world. Really good beer, and the crowd were amazing. Met a lot of people, became best friends with people like almost immediately. There was a lot of fans from the Czech Republic, because it's not too far away. So they were all like really into the gig. There was a lot of young people, seemed to be an awful lot of families. The whole family, mummy, daddy, and teenage kids. There was one girl behind us. She probably and she screamed pretty much the whole way through. She was so excited. We got The Only Unforgettable Thing as a tour debut, which was lovely. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was really, really, really nice. And hearing Ribbons and Lace, as Kathrine said, hearing it for the second time, really, 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 it kind of sunk in a bit more. It is a beautiful song. I'm not sure how finished it is, because I think they've kind of said it's still in development phase.
It's finished from what we've been told. We asked, if we could hear it, and it's not finished, so we can't hear it.
Yeah. So myself and my wife, we were in front of stage, and we were right in the middle. We were just like one or two people back from the barrier, right in front of the stage. The sound was tremendous. The band were mental. They had so much energy. They were really enjoying themselves. Pete was bouncing around like we know. H was in tremendous form, and the guys were smiling the whole time. They really, really were getting into it. Once again, and Ian's drums were really, really impressive, really, really powerful. That was the first time I ever seen Marillion front of stage, really, really, really close, and it was a different experience. And I think that's the way to go for me personally. It was really.
Got to queue up for that, Seamus.
Oh yeah, I know that. But myself and Anya both said it was brilliant. It was really, it was a tremendous night. They were almost a bit punky. They had that much energy in that gig, because the weather was beautiful and the crowd was just really into it, and the band basically fed off their energy. So we went through the usual SETLIST, you know, Kerr once again, brilliant this time. Because it wasn't up on a balcony, it sounded just right. It sounded beautiful. Man of 1,000 Faces was one of the highlights for me. Really, really, really lovely version. First encore, we got the Hotel Hobbies and everything, and then we finished with Afraid of Sunlight, and then we came back for the second encore, Sugar Mice Way.
Can I just ask about Hotel Hobbies? Presumably they're just doing the instrumental bit of Hotel Hobbies.
Yeah.
Rich has never sung the lyric to that, has he?
No. It was just instrumental, and it went
Maybe
straight
the
into Warm Wet
the
Circles.
last bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's maybe a little
Yeah.
snippet, but it very quickly goes into Warm Wet Circles. But it was tremendous. Afraid of Sunlight was gorgeous. That was a highlight for Daniel, because the album Afraid of Sunlight would be his favorite, up there with An Hour Before It's Dark.
A man of
went into
taste.
Sugar Mice, and yeah, exactly. We went into Sugar Mice, and then Wave, and then Mad. The band, I don't know if you know about this, the band started The Great Escape.
Yeah.
And this was a very confusing, kind of unsettling moment for the whole crowd and the band, because the tour manager came onto the stage and was standing beside H trying to get his attention, and H wasn't having any of it. So he went over to H and whispered in his ear and pulled the microphone out of his hands. And then he said in English, "That's it, it's over. The campsite behind you is burning."
Yeah.
In English. So everyone was like, "What the fuck? What's going on here?" And H was like, whoa. And all he could say was, "Thank you, bye," and he had to leave. So the band promptly left the stage. We, at the same time, all looked around, and behind the part where the gig was taking place was a huge cloud of black smoke. A huge, like very, very close to the venue. It seemed to be like just behind the trees. So then a security guy came on and spoke in German and told us all to leave, not via the back, but to the right-hand side and the left-hand side of the stage, use the emergency exit and get the hell out. So we went to try and get merch.
You went to the merch. I knew it.
Because our friend Daniel wanted to get this.
A slightly singed copy, was it?
Yeah, it was a
Slightly
fire
burned.
sale. Fire sale.
It was already closed. I live in a part of Germany called Bavaria, in a place called Swabia, and they're like known for being Scottish, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to get my drink glasses got returned because there was a deposit. I did it. I got my money back for the beakers, and I buggered off. But by the time it was really funny on the way back. We bumped into a lot of people, chatted to a lot of people. We all talked about it. There was a kind of a beer set. The guy selling beer. We bought some beer and we had a bit of a crack, and then turned around and looked back where the venue was, and there was red flames like 20-30 meters above the tree line. These are like mature trees. I think it was 3,000 square meters of forest were burned down that.
Wow.
Night.
Wowzers.
And the fire brigade needed 6 hours with I think 60 people had inhaled too much smoke and had to get treated. But I think it was probably the camping site, or there was some kind of some other place, like a Western venue or something at this nearby. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, but it's a gig I will never forget.
I'm sure
It could have been worse though, couldn't it?
Yeah, you will.
Definitely could have been worse.
Yeah, but guys, one thing. It was during the Great Escape, and what did we do? We did the Great Escape. We all had to escape, so it was kind of ironic.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. That's very dramatic end to the gig, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, it could have waited 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah, Craig would have been like, "Come on, finish it."
No, the thing is, they actually started 10 minutes early.
All right.
So if they had started on time, we would have got even less.
Yeah.
So, small
Yeah.
mercies.
The
Yeah,
following
true.
gig was at Hanover on July the 11th. Anybody there? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Only change, I think, was
Out of This World tour
World
debut and the
Space.
Space.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah,
nice additions. The last two gigs of the tour were Berlin
Mhm.
and Kathrine. This was very different, wasn't it?
It was very different indeed. And
We're
I was
going to say spoiler alerts, but spoiler
Yeah.
alerts
You've
for
already
people
said
who
it
are
at the
going
top. If you're still
They-
listening now,
Yeah,
you
but-
had it. Sorry, Kathrine.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm starting off with the second song, which was Fantastic Place, the tour debut. And I really loved it. I liked it much more than Crow and the Nightingale as a second song. They went into Easter, You're Gone, Ribbons and Lace. And then I'm not quite sure they played Kaylee or Hotel Hobbies first. I can't
Played
remember
Kaylee
really.
first. Kaylee
one?
first.
Kaylee
Kaylee.
first.
Yeah.
Okay, but they only did an instrumental version of Hotel Hobbies, and I think H sang the last bit, and then was Kaylee.
Not
Then
on
Afraid
that
of
circle or that time of the night.
No,
Okay.
they didn't do it.
That's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody was waiting for it, and they went straight into Afraid of Sunlight. Apparently,
Wow. Okay.
A bit
it was
strange,
still
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah, it felt a bit strange, but I wasn't too sad because I'm not much of a fan of H singing Fish songs anyway. I mean, he's great, but I don't like it that much. Season's End, which was a highlight, of course, and then Care, and then the big thing, the surprise.
Da-da-da-da.
Do you want me to say?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. You built it up now. You've got to say it.
Well, I've got to tell you a story. I sort of knew it was coming because I happened to have a nice walk with Mark to Hansa Studios
Yes, I saw the pictures.
in
It
Berlin
looked
when he
amazing.
had arranged a guided tour,
Yeah.
very, very small tour for a handful of his Patreon subscribers. And we were talking, and he was hinting at this surprise for the evening. And I said, well, I know it's choir, isn't it? Because the choir had been rehearsing in the room right next to mine pretty much all morning. It sounded like a choir from church, nothing like Marillion anyway. But that was really funny, and I had to promise Mark not to spill the beans, not to say anything to anybody. And they went on after Angels on Earth with the space and the choir.
This is the Flowing Chords choir, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
He probably said so, but I can't remember. So they started off with the space, which was brilliant, and the Crow. Lucky Man, Out of This World, Living in Fear, Go and Man for 1,000 Faces. And I must say, I really enjoyed this choir. It added so much to it. Absolutely. I mean, they looked a bit weird, especially the girls being scantily clad. Must refer to that again. But it really added so much to it. It was good. And Mark said they were preparing for Pompeii. Am I allowed to say that? With the choir.
Was Mr. H interacting with the choir?
He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
The funny thing was, I think the choir master, is it what you call? Yeah, the lady. She was perhaps standing a bit too close to Age, back to back. And they were nearly colliding in a way, because Age doing his gestures and bouncing about. That looked a bit, not well arranged. Let's put it that way. And they were very close because the stage wasn't that big.
Right. I was going to say, how deep was the stage? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was really nice. So, and after that,
I'm not sure the encore was Wave, Mad and The Great Escape. Was the choir back then? I think they joined them again. Right, can't remember really.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. It was a great set list, I must say. I much preferred it to Frankfurt. For Pompeii, it's an absolutely brilliant set list.
Fantastic
Nothing to add.
place. It's a
Probably
great
the
addition to
Strange
this.
Engine. And I asked Mark about it, if they were playing, they were going to play the Strange Engine, and he said no. Don't know why.
I think if you've already got Care in the set list, it would be 2 long songs probably.
Yeah, probably because of that. I think he said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a brilliant gig. This set list looks amazing to me.
Really good. And I must be say they were, how do you say, they were more on top of their game. They were really enjoying each other.
Yeah.
And themselves a lot, more than in Frankfurt, I think. Maybe because of the fall H had. They were having so much fun. I mean, even Rothers was smiling a lot, especially in the second half of the circle. He was looking at the girls at the choir and smiling a lot.
Let's just leave that there.
Yeah, I think the band was really on fire, and H was enjoying himself tremendously, and I was. I was on high. It was thrilling. Really was. It was a great gig. Absolutely.
We
Yeah,
had a
I
similar
noticed
thing
that
we had a similar thing with at Port Zealand, because the choir were there in last year, and we discussed what was happening, because where we were in Port Zealand, they were in the chalet next to us. So.
Yes.
it must be said, but they really brought a lot to H's live album in Rome.
Oh yeah.
It's tremendous, beautiful voices. I can see it working really well with the Crow and the Nightingale, which Hitch did, I think, in the live album as well.
Yeah. And the last night of the tour, I mean, we're recording on the 16th of July, and this was last night in Leipzig. I'm assuming that none of you were there, because you're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed now. So,
yeah, one of our good friends from our little Marillion community was there, Stefan, and he loved it. He loved it.
Yeah.
And he bought some records as well.
And it must have been a great venue as well. He really was very, very enthusiastic about that.
Was it
I've been
in?
to Leipzig at a familiar place there,
Yeah,
and I really
indoors.
loved it. And it's a great venue, he said.
Yeah. Slightly shorter version of the night before, really, isn't it? Final encore of Man of 1,000 Faces instead of Wave, Mad and the Great.
Okay.
But interesting, the core did Go. They were involved in Go as well this time. So they added
in Berlin too.
Yeah.
Oh, they did they? Okay.
They did, yeah. After Living in
Okay.
Fear and before
Yeah.
Man of 1,000
Okay,
Faces.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, it worked really well.
I have to say, looking at that set list with the choir, if they play the same thing in Pompeii, that would be enough for me. That's absolutely brilliant. Even though it's
Why-
not looking
Worth
manic.
coming. Right.
Even though
My one question, and I guess it's kind of something we can ask every one of us. Do we really need Hotel Hobbies and Cayley? Would we not rather have something like Invisible Man?
no.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
I think you've got to think about the rest of the band, not just Mr. H. I mean, these guys
Yeah.
would want a representation of that part of the career as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps you're right, John, because on the Royal Albert Hall set list, it was strictly host fish.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm sure
Brilliant concert.
I may be wide of the mark here, but I would imagine that Lucy's been part of that discussion, because if you think about it, once it's filmed and recorded, getting a clip of Cayley out into the world might be slightly easier than getting a clip of a H era track, because people who don't know the band
Yes, I agree.
would recommend
Mhm.
it, would
Yeah.
recognize clearly.
But also that they're going to want to sell this as
Yeah.
well, because
Mm.
this is the one where they'll try and get it
for
onto
television.
something like one of the TV stations, like Sky.
Right. Mhm.
But that's it. But to be fair, actually, is Sky still going to have that channel? That's all changing
Sky
soon.
Arts?
That's all Sky Arts. Yeah, there's big changes coming to Sky soon, so
Yeah.
it may be going the journey.
Netflix then.
Yeah, Netflix would be good. Yeah.
Decided. Okay, decided.
Well, look, we're really jealous of you guys getting this tour first. It sounds like you've had a great time on it.
Yeah.
Are any of you coming over to the UK for any of the UK dates?
Yes, Kathryn and I
Whereabouts? You...
we'll be going to Brighton and Portsmouth.
Okay,
Yes, doing a girls trip.
very good, very good. Boys, are you not coming across?
Not yet.
Unfortunately not. I'm coming to the UK to see some shows this year. I'm very happy to see the band app up in Johnston Bridge next month or next week. But unfortunately not for Marillion this year.
Okay.
He's also going to Rush.
Oh yeah.
Next year.
Whereabouts you seen Rush?
Oh, I'm going to see Rush next year in Cologne and Stuttgart.
Right, very good. Doing the one of the London.
I'm happy I didn't buy tickets for New York.
Yeah.
There was no European tour announced back then, and I was struggling, but happy to not go and spend all money.
Yeah.
And which of the Marillion weekends are you guys planning on doing next year then? Berlin, you must be doing Berlin.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Gunter and myself, we've already got the hotel, but we haven't got the
Yeah,
concert
right.
tickets.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a
We're going
hotel
to-
in
Been-
Leicester, so probably be going.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I can.
Well, we're doing Portsealand, Kathryn.
Yep.
We do in a cottage, a shared cottage.
Yeah.
I think we might be doing Berlin and Leicester, and probably a Scandinavian city or Tallinn.
Whoa.
I'm crossing my fingers.
No, it's gonna be
Don't know yet.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah, expensive year this year, and expensive year next year as well.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it
Never
might actually
mind.
be the final Port Zealand this time. I mean,
Mm.
if they've actually got the goal to sell us a T-shirt saying that, I'll be amazed. But you never know. You never know. But if you come along to the quiz, if you get in Port Zealand, come to the quiz. Come and take part in the Marillion quiz.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Okay.
Anything else you want to say? Everybody, obviously, Bar Gunter is looking forward to Pompeii, which I'm sure will be rubbish, Gunter. It'll be rubbish.
My
No.
suitcase is 90% packed already. I'm that ready. I'm that organised.
That's because you leave on Monday.
Oh yeah,
What, this Monday?
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
That's
I'm
Okay.
flying over on the 20th. So
It's
Okay.
not that
Pretty
long,
sure
no.
that Pompeii will be
Guys, it's not
brilliant.
long.
No.
Well, I fly in on the Sunday and do a quickie. Oh my God, that was thunder. Yeah,
Oh.
in Munich.
We had it about an hour ago. Yeah, I'm flying on Friday and meeting up with Paul. Anya and myself are meeting up with Paul and Debbie. So we've got tickets for the Saturday.
Yeah.
Same as you guys.
Yeah.
And then we're staying in Naples with Paul and Debbie until, well, they're leaving a bit earlier until Wednesday. So we're gonna spend some time, a small holiday. We're really looking forward to it.
well, hope to see all of you there at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we definitely. What he's doing on Friday night?
He's not. He's in Sorrento.
I'm in
on Friday
Sorrento.
night.
I'm
I'll
in
be in
Sorrento.
Pompeii on Friday night. I don't think we actually land until 5 to 4, so it's going to be about 6 or 7 o'clock when we get across to Pompeii. But
Plan for a beer.
yes, definitely beer and food sounds like the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. And thanks for sharing your experiences on the German tour with us, and thanks for coming on the podcast. Please come back on again. And thanks for listening to it, because, you know, with our accents, I'm surprised you can make anything out of what we're saying. But
Usually understand about 60%.
Well, that's probably the important bits. Yeah,
That's higher than we understand.
yeah. We don't understand ourselves, but
Easy peasy, lads.
yeah.
No problem at all.
Did nobody ask for your autograph, Seamus, from being on the pod? No,
Not yet.
not yet. Okay, it'll
Not
happen. It'll happen.
But no, I need my badge.
Well, if the postman gets his finger out, I will have a badge for you. It doesn't
Oh,
say
lovely.
friend of the pod, but it does say Planet Marzipan. But if it doesn't arrive before I leave, you won't get it. So
Yeah. And on that bombshell.
on that bombshell, yeah. Thank you very much to Gunter.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy Pompeii. I'm really jealous, and I hope for you that they play fantastic plays. Would be fitting very well.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you. And thank you, Kathrin Roike.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Mezza.
Thank you. Please come back on again, guys. We really mean that. And Kathrine Elster,
Yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
thank you.
Cheers.
Friend of the pod, Seamus Colgan, hasn't got a badge.
That's me.
He's a friend.
Yeah, cheers, lads. Look forward to seeing you at the next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. And thank you to my podcast other half, Craig.
Why, thank you. And I'll see you before you know it.
You will. All that remains to be said is it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
Who wants to do it?
stay alive.
Nice.
Yay!
Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot